Hello, guys. Coming before the intro here to just say this is the episode we recorded after going to the visitation for Dakota. So if the mood's a little down, we're going to try to keep it upbeat as much as possible. But if the mood's a little bit down and the episode's a little bit longer, that's just kind of explaining why. So without further ado, enjoy the episode.
Welcome to Becoming Saiyans,
a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast.
And we're back. I'm Truman.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is Becoming Saiyans, a Dragon Ball rewatch podcast. On today's episodes, we watched episodes number 66, 67, and a special secret surprise episode 68, because we did not feel like they did a very good job of wrapping up the saga, so we had to put one more episode on there for you guys.
Yeah.
Those episodes' names are A Real Bind, The End of Commander Red, and The Last Dragon Ball. So jumping into the first episode, it was from the... sorry, an ad popped up. It came out in Japan on June 17th, 1987. And then the original American air date was November 11th, 2002. For the next episode, it came out, I'm assuming, a week after, because that's how these normally go, right? The End of Commander Red came out on June 24th, 87, and November 12th of 2002. So yeah, so far so good, keeping up with it all. And then The Last Dragon Ball, which is technically part of the next saga, which we'll name at the end during the predictions. It came out on July 1st and November 13th. But before we get all into that, I do want to take a moment. We put it in the beginning of the last episode. We put it in the beginning of this episode. But this has been kind of a week from you know what, as far as our lives have been concerned. Yeah. So just to start out, on Saturday, February 14th, my best friend, Dakota Berry, passed away. He had a lot of issues physically, a lot of physical health issues that were definitely part of why this all happened when it happened. And they've been kind of progressing for a while and not getting much better. And it finally got him, you know. So if I'm a little down, that's why. If Jesse's a little down, that's why. Dakota was like a brother to me. The whole idea of starting a podcast came from him in high school, where we would, talk shop about sports and say one day we were going to have our own show on ESPN where we're talking about sports and almost like a First Take style type of show, if you know what that is. The idea of talking and cutting a rug and having conversations with people you care about really started for me with him. I was a sports fan before him. I became a fanatic after meeting him. He was an inspiration to anybody who ever met him. You never heard him say a bad thing about anybody. You never heard him complain about his condition, no matter how bad it got. I don't know how much the family wants me to share on it, but you never heard him complain about anything. He was a class act through and through, a great friend of mine. And if Dakota, if you're out there somewhere, we're thinking about you. We're missing you. I know I was much closer to him than you were, Jesse. Yeah. But you were, you being my brother, you were his brother by association.
Yeah.
And so
my interactions were much fewer with Dakota, but that was because he was in your graduating class. He was your friend. But, I had a fair share of hanging out with him through you, hanging out with his family through you.
Yeah.
It's incredibly hard for us. It's 10 times harder for his mom, his dad, his brother. I think everyone can agree one of the worst things a parent can ever do is have to bury their son. Bury their son or daughter. There's no worse feeling for a parent than them leaving before you do.
And even though we all knew it was supposed to come, we all knew it was the fact he made it so far and without anything happening was a testament to like his fortitude and their ability to take care of him.
Yeah, his fortitude, the care that everyone placed towards him, and that kind of he placed towards other people. As is a theme of, I mean, to kind of link it to Dragon Ball a little bit, it's like when you are nice and if you live your life to the fullest with kindness, there is no end to the amount of kindness you will receive.
Yes.
And I like to think the kinder you are, the longer life will give you. But
yes.
It doesn't always work like that, sadly.
But I mean, he
lived every day to the fullest.
And he was, when he was born, they didn't give him more than 2 weeks, and he made it 29 years.
Yeah, it's like it seemed like every couple of years the estimate was like, well,
it could be any time, and he just kept pushing it off and pushing it off, and eventually it did just kind of get him, which it sucks. But trying to play the positivity, the silver lining, he's not in the pain he was, especially there towards the end. Mm-hmm. And I know his family has talked about this a lot. There's people up there looking out for him, and he'll be waiting up there for everyone else. Mm-hmm. And the first thing his mom told me after she got past the "it's not fair" and weeping when I saw her the day after was that like he has a new body and he's up there playing. He's up there playing football. He's up there doing doing the sports he never was able to do because of his condition down here that he loved so much. And I think that's special. And I'm not, the biggest religious person, but I would love to be wrong in this situation, just to know that he's up there doing what he loves. And
I always believe whatever you believe in is what you will get.
Yeah.
And where you will go. Regardless of what religious sect you come from.
Yeah.
Because I ultimately think when your time comes, whatever your thought of where you go, that's what you get for the rest of eternity. Yeah. And I think that's the nicest, most optimistic way to think of it.
Yeah.
Is if you believe Christianity, you will see Jesus and God. If you believe in Hinduism, you'll see their afterlife and everything in between. So.
And guess the second gut punch for both of us this time, because this week has been a week from down below times a million for us. So Dakota passed away on Saturday. Apparently, we found out on Tuesday, February 16th, that our mom...
Was it 16th?
Yeah, or 17th. The 17th, sorry. No. That our mom had disappeared on February 13th. Yeah. And as of... What is today, the 19th?
The 19th, yes.
As of the 19th, we have no idea where she is. We have a general idea of the city she's in.
We presume to know... I think the estimate I said earlier was maybe a 50-mile radius of where theoretically
she could be,
because she also has physical
limitations
due to complications with COVID. Yeah, she has some mental problems that when she disappeared, it was believed by everyone that she did not have medication for. Yeah, which is compounding everything that is happening physically. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you would like to think she couldn't have left a 50-mile radius without someone coming up with ulterior motives. Yeah. Which is we're trying to hope for the best, but it's hard when the one sliver of information you thought you had sometimes ends up being a dead end.
Yeah, and I mean at this point, as we're talking about it, it's been 6 days since somebody had seen her last.
Yeah. Since someone had confirmed eyes on her.
Yeah, and so if you're out there, Mom, and you're listening, please let somebody know what's going on.
Please get in contact.
Sorry for all the sad parts on here and the rating on everybody's parade, because getting back on track here, if we can, I thought these episodes were pretty good.
These are actually very optimistically fun episodes.
Yeah.
To completely reverse the feel in the air in the room right now. These are great episodes. Well, we will admit, I think, as we alluded to in the intro, yeah, we did watch an extra episode than we thought we were. So there is no predictions for that episode.
Yeah, and that's because when we finished the second episode, we were like, "There's no way that we can end the saga."
It's like, how is this the end of a saga?
Yeah,
because I guess we'll just get into.
We'll do it. I'm gonna go through the differences in the trivia like we did at the beginning. The scene of Yamcha, and this is the first episode of Real Mind. The scene where Yamcha and the others are picking up Krillin is filler, but Krillin does get picked up off panel in the manga.
This is just an explanation of where he came from.
Yeah, the Yamcha and Bulma agree to put their argument behind them for the moment. All filler. There is a moment where Yamcha asks how much time it's going to take, but in the manga, the question is directed at Puar, not at Bulma.
Yeah.
The moment where Launch muses making Turtle a victory feast is filler. Though the question that leads to the moment is in the manga, whether or not he'll be useful in the raid in the base. But they added extra little bit there.
An extra little joke.
Yeah. Unit 84 is killed without a struggle in the manga, but here he tends to shoot down Goku before getting knocked out. A heat-seeking missile that's fired by the airplane being piloted by Yamcha, all that is exclusive to the anime. Violet stashing her money and one of the soldiers seeing her is exclusive. Goku's attack on the Red Ribbon base is extended in the anime, which we kind of figured because you want to give it as much out of it as possible.
Yeah.
Jumping to the next episode. In the anime, this is into Commander Red. Omits most of Commander Red's motivation in the anime for wanting to be taller, namely the fact that he wanted girls to adore him. While it's briefly implied that he was bullied early when he was a younger kid. He also admits how his true wish was different. In the manga, he obliviously admits it in front of a staff officer Black in a state of panic. In the anime, he forces Black to fight first and then almost kill them both, and then reveals it after thinking Black is dead. Another change was that in the aforementioned scene with Black killing Red happened before Goku entered the office. In the manga, in the anime, he retreats. All the stuff happens before the death. Due to Red almost killing Black along with Goku in his attempt, in the anime, the staff officer is far angrier when he finds out the wish. In the manga, he's a bit more composed and only snaps when he hears the lives of his men means nothing to him. All scenes with Colonel Violet are filler. Her raiding the vault, escaping the base, having an encounter with Yamcha, all that's added. Upon seeing the soldiers attempting to flee after Violet deserting Black's orders, all of that, saying that they're all going to be executed when they're all trying to run away, that was all in the manga exclusively. Trivia-wise, then the shot that after Goku jumps through the window to confront Staff Officer Black, the power pole sheath is a different color. Several times in this episode, in the English dub, Commander Red converts back to his Scottish accent, he goes back occasionally. We hear that occasionally, which I pointed out.
We pointed it out, I think, every time
because a lot of times because he wasn't doing it, and then he would, and it's like, hey, there it's back. In the English dub, there's a reference to Black having a sister, whereas in the there's no indication of that in the Japanese version. The rabbit soldier that Goku kills has a goat quality to his voice for some reason.
Noticed that too.
In the Funimation dub, when Black advises Black advises Red to retreat, Red's response is retreat from a child, never. Which is similar to Grand Moff Tarkin's lines from Star Wars. Evacuate in our moment of triumph. I think you overestimate their chances. Despite this being the last episode of the Commander Red saga, it does not fully resolve the conflict unless you count Red's death as the end. Meaning that the Red Ribbon Army will handle in the next episode, which we found out and we went in and did.
Which giving that factoid kind of means that even they're like, I don't know why this is the end of the saga.
Yeah, we're just following what they told us, bro.
Yeah. Like this seems like a weird place to say this is the end. I guess on the before we get into the factoids of the next episode, yeah. I guess on the flip side, technically the Red Ribbon is gone, but in the next episode, like the first half of the episode is resolving the fight, and then the second half is them like getting ready to embark on the next saga, trouble.
All right. And then the last bit is just a whole bunch of trivia about how Red and Black's exchange before Black kills Red is completely rewritten in the English dub. There's a bunch of different reasons. I'm not going to read them all because it's like a whole page of stuff here.
It's like an entire essay.
But just know that there was a lot of changes and alterations between what they said from Japanese to English. Jumping down to the next bit of trivia, in the original Japanese broadcast of this, the first 15 seconds were previewed to the next week's episode. The other 15 seconds were devoted to another movie lottery ticket drawing, this time for Sleeping Princess and Devil's Castle.
Which we have already watched.
Yep. In this one, the preview was not included in the Dragon Box. Instead, the preview was the rerun version for the next episode. So kind of did what they did when they had when we watched the Blood Rubies parts when they were talking about that a bunch. The original airing and DVD release of the English dub, after almost crashing into Colonel Violet, Yamcha says, "I need new pants." In the remastered Season 3 set, it was changed to "Next time we drive." Okay. Going on to differences from the manga, we have the scene where Yamcha and the others are flying towards Red Ribbon Base at the start is not in the manga. There's also a scene of their plane reacting to the explosion, which is also not in the manga. The anime has several Red Ribbon soldiers emerge when Black seemingly kills Goku to celebrate, and then they panic and run away. That's all completely added to the manga. Or to the anime, and that it was implied that the base was completely abandoned by everyone except for Red and Black by that point.
Red, Black, and Totally Goku.
Mm-hmm. In the anime, when Goku kicks the missile, it's sent back towards Black. In the manga, Goku kicks it towards the mountain, and Black is just surprised he's able to kick it that hard.
Yeah.
Red's cat is seen by itself in the main office after the fight. The cat does not exist in the manga, which is just a funny way of saying it. Like, there's a cat. It doesn't exist, but there's one there.
I like the thought that he has a demon cat, though.
Yeah. In the manga, Goku collects the 6th and 7th star balls from the 8th wing office when he says there's only one more Dragon Ball to find. In the anime, he's sitting outside on the base grounds holding the balls when he says this, because the office was already destroyed. Yamcha and the group's planning is longer in the manga, or slightly longer than the manga. So it's longer in the anime than the manga.
Yeah.
Since the Dragon Radar was not broken, it should have shown the 6 Dragon Balls that he already had, which it didn't. Why it didn't do so is unknown. Despite being part of the next saga, which I will talk about at the end of this, this episode marks the end of the Red Ribbon conflict and all that kind of stuff. And the Funimation dub, this is the only time that Black is referred to by name and by no less himself. So every other time he had never said it in the Funimation dub. Last episode in the Japanese dub, Red mentioned it. Yamcha mentions he'll have to train hard to defeat Goku next year's martial arts tournament, but that tournament won't be held for another 3 years. The original Japanese broadcast, yada yada, everything about the yada yada movie preview, but the next episode.
Seems like that's going to be at the end of every...
For the next few episodes as this movie was coming out. I guess this movie came out like in July in Japan in 87. So this is kind of the lead up, yeah.
Which is a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Free ticket raffle.
I wish I could compete. But anyways, previously on Dragon Ball. Goku is a one-man wrecking crew that Red and his army are just not prepared for. For multiple different moments, we see Goku just absolutely destroying these human people. And in the B-plot, Yamcha and the gang find Krillin, then fly to the base, then stop right outside the base, but get there so late that Goku's already beat every single person up.
And that covers everything they do for all 3 episodes.
Yes. And so jumping back to Goku, he handles his business expeditiously, you might say, all the way until he gets the top of the tower dropped on top of his head, almost killing Black, who was there to slow him down, while Red monologues about how he wishes he could be a tall person. In which case, Black, just after Black hears this, confronts him and finds out that Red doesn't give a crap about anything but being tall, leading Black to assassinate.
Shoot him right in the head.
Shoot him right between the eyes and put him down. And with that, Goku comes up. Black tries to play nice. Goku sees through his facade.
Which, let's congratulate Goku for
we'll get
not
there.
falling for that.
And then they lead to a giant fight between Black in a mech suit versus Goku, where Goku inevitably wins. And then finds the rest of the gang, says, hey, the Dragon Raider's not really working. What's up with that? And they're like, well, it's not broken. I don't know what's up with that. And we'll find out what happens next time on Dragon Ball. But until then, go, Jesse.
Again, as we stated, pretty good episodes. I will admit, it is weird how the saga technically ended after the second episode. That's probably my biggest complaint of these episodes. It's just like,
why did you end it there?
Why did you end it there? And
why did you waste an episode to wrap it up in the next saga? Because that didn't need to be another episode. That could have just been, you trim a few seconds here, a few seconds there, you get an extra minute and a half to put the end of the fight there.
Yeah. And then, you could pick up right where Goku's flying. In the next saga, right where Goku meets up with everybody. Yeah. That's been a perfect way to start the next saga. Yeah.
But I will say the next saga is 15 episodes, so we still get 14 episodes.
14 solid, full-on episodes.
Yeah.
You would like to think. I'm sure there's filler around there.
Yeah.
And I do have to admit, for the most part, a good chunk of the filler in these episodes, I don't hate. It's nice to give a little bit more background on picking up Krillin, because it would be weird to just suddenly Krillin is now in the ship.
Yeah.
There's a few things, but there are some flashes back to Yamcha and all of them and Bulma.
Yeah.
Where it definitely feels like, oh, we haven't seen them in a couple minutes. Let's show them on the screen.
Which, by the way that TV was made in the 80s, you got to do that every once in a while. Yeah. Normal TV shows are A plot, B plot, and even we've talked about it on this show. Yeah. Dragon Ball has a typical A plot, B plot.
Sometimes a C or D.
Sometimes a C or a D, sprinkled in, but it always has an A. A solid A of either Goku doing something or the gang doing something.
Yeah.
Or the evil gang doing something. And then a B plot, that's the B plot of the episode. And so this one having an A plot where Goku is doing everything. And then we cut back every once in a while to the rest of the gang being
I sure hope Goku's not dead yet.
Yeah. There isn't.
I hope Goku's doing okay, and then you flash back to Goku, and he's just killed 7 more people.
Oolong is Goku's dead for sure. Meanwhile, Goku's killing everybody.
Goku hasn't really got. Goku didn't get a scratch on him. The only scratch on Goku
was that sniper in the next episode.
Was the sniper and the fact that he hasn't fixed the hole where he got beamed by Tao. Yeah. in his jumpsuit.
Another thing that I found that this is a critique of Dragon Ball Z more than Dragon Ball itself, but the critique is nobody loves watching Dragon Ball Z more than the characters in Dragon Ball Z, because there's a lot of times when the big epic fight is happening that there's a TV crew just happens to be flying by and videoing it from the helicopter, and then you got the gang at some place, maybe Roshi's house or whatever, watching on the TV being like, man, I hope Goku and his gang are gonna be good in this fight here. And it happens so many times that it's like there's a scene where Roshi and the gang that aren't in the fight sitting around the TV being like, man, come on, Goku, I know you can do this. I hope nothing bad happens. And so this is setting the tone for that happening.
Where it's I sure hope he's okay.
Yeah, this time they don't have a TV to broadcast what's happening. But, normally what will happen going
the drone
forward,
from the last couple episodes.
Yeah, if the drone was still alive, the drone would have been the one that'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Goku's doing so well, as they're flying and they're watching on a tablet or something.
Yeah. Keeping tabs was we gotta get there before he fights the really bad guy.
But yeah, the A plot is Goku fighting, and then the B plot is people watching Goku fight. So we're seeing the scene we just saw, but from a third person point of view. It happens so many times in this show, and it is a running gag that happens a lot. So it's nice to see them setting the tone on that now.
Yeah. It's nice to see the first sprinkling of they might start doing things like that.
Yeah. Another thing that I found that was funny was that the plane they're flying in looked like a bumblebee or a wasp. It fully it had the 4 wings, a giant whatever they call that on a bug, the stinger area.
Yeah.
And then I just immediately was like, why did they bring Turtle along? What is Turtle going to do? I'm glad they brought up the joke. They brought up the point. He was like, what am I even going to do?
Why am I here?
Yeah. Why did you bring me along?
I could have stayed at home and done the same amount of work.
I could have been chopping the grass. I could have been playing with Turtle Jr. but instead,
I literally could have just been like lying on my back all day, waiting for someone to come back and flip me over, and I still would have been as useful.
yeah, there was no point in bringing him. There was nothing to be gained by that.
I guess it was just like they were so like panicked that they just like everybody get on and didn't think about who
Turtle,
all we were
come
bringing.
on, we gotta go save the day. Turtle's like, won't I just be slowing you down? It's like the T-Rex from Meet the Robinsons. I have a big head and little arms. I do not think this plan was thought through. And it's like Turtle being like, I am slow and big and lumbering and heavy, so you cannot carry me. I don't think this plan was thought through very well.
Yep. It is a funny little. I that's why I say I don't really mind all the extra flashing back to the plane.
I just think
because it is funny every time we do it.
When I said cutting like 5 seconds here or there, it wasn't like cut out half of these parts. It was like trim a few seconds from certain scenes, like the rocket scene, for example. You cut like 5 seconds out of the rockets of Goku dodging and weaving the rockets.
Yep. That's
an extra 5 seconds you could have used to add that first half of the next episode.
Like it is a great fact to bring up. It's like it's.
I'm
fun
not
to
saying,
enjoy.
and I'm not saying that there's bad filler in these episodes, because it's not bad. It's just when you think about the fact that third episode that we watched, the last Dragon Ball,
wasted a half of an episode of a saga,
and part of it, because like there was a half an episode's worth of content in a full episode where they did all the flashback sequences in case you didn't catch the last 2 episodes or whatever. And if you put that at end part of the episode, you can cut those flashback fillers out and just add it to the end. And then you if you can just cut half an episode out of these 2 here and there, not all together, you could have made 2 absolute like top line episodes. And not that these episodes weren't very good, but they would have been great if they could cut those 2 out.
It'd been really hard to find something that like sucked about these episodes. Mm-hmm. Because like we do get a 1 or 2 Roshi perv like lines of dialogue, but in all reality they're like some of the tamest lines of Roshi perv dialogue we've had in the entire series.
My girlfriend was watching this with us when we were watching these episodes, and she was like, Roshi hasn't hardly said anything, and when he does, he says something pervy, and it's like, yep, you got it.
Like we both made, me and her both made the same results. Like Roshi had like 3 or 4 lines of dialogue, and like a quarter of them has been pervy moment.
Yeah, him being like, "Bomba, ooh, launch, ooh."
It's like, quick, I need someone to help me.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I want to take a nap when we land. But who wants to be my snuggle buddy?
And he slaps. And then he looks and he's like, launch? And she's like, this is an automatic weapon that shoots 100 rounds in 10 seconds. Do you want to try it out? And it's like, man, that's a crazy strong gun. 100 rounds in 10 seconds? That feels like a lot. And I don't know guns, but that feels like more than normal gun.
I mean that's like machine gun level, I think.
But like normally, like a gun, like like the guns that people use in those situations aren't normally 100-round chambers.
I also would like to point out, almost certainly the mag that she had in it would not fit 100 rounds.
Unless it was pebbles.
So you're dumping like an entire mag in probably 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess with the size of the mag, and I'm not a gun guy, if I had to guess, there's maybe at most 40 like 9mm rounds in that. And
so this is the next part, is that where the complaint for me of Red's accent, like, where did his accent go? Oh,
there it is for 2 lines of dialogue, and now it's gone again.
It would seem like every time he'd get really heated, it would sneak in.
Yeah, that's what I think we kind of agreed on.
Yeah,
was that like his accent is really heavy when he's mad about something.
Yeah,
which, to be fair, pretty accurate to most accent. Like once you start getting passionate about something, that's when your accent comes out. I think we can even agree with that. It's like, yeah, we don't constantly have like
the most most
twingy Oklahoma accent. But you start talking about certain things, or you get a bit of an attitude going, or we just get real passionate about something, and there it comes.
Don't make me bring up the ACC championship where you guys, North Carolina, lost on that offsides on the onside kick.
False offside.
Yeah, don't make me bring that up. Jesse, you should see Jesse right now. He's tense. He's like, don't. Hold it. No, don't say it.
That thing. The reason why it heats me up so much is that was a couple years. That was probably about 8 years ago.
Yeah, about 7 or 8 years ago now.
And I had a bet going with our mom that like I said like the year before that, I was like, yeah, if I bet North Carolina wins the SEC championship the next 2 years. My mom was like, if they win it, I'll buy you a whole new gaming system. And we were like we were about 50 seconds away from actually beating Clemson. And I think that was a year where Clemson actually went on and beat Alabama in the championship.
Yeah.
For the first time. It's like we were that close to being in the national, fighting for a national title.
You should see Jesse. He's hunched over. He's trying so hard to not let this out.
That was the best. That was the best football season that North Carolina's had in the last 20, 30 years. One of the best seasons we've ever had, probably.
One note I wrote down here was Goku's gonna love that victory feast they made for Tao.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Before he went putting around trying to figure out what was going on, he's like, food, and goes and eats the entire feast.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's headcanon for me.
That's headcanon. But my rebuttal for that headcanon is they do not skip out on showing Goku get hungry and eat food. So I'm assuming, I would like to think that they would have put in a small 30-second clip of him eating all the food and then continuing to beat everybody else.
But this feels like what's it called, where you show a gun in a movie, and then that gun has to fire by the end of the scene it shows up in. Otherwise, why did you show the gun in the first place?
Yeah,
it feels like that. They mention the food. In my opinion, the headcanon is Goku went and ate that food.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh boy, this is," because he goes into the base to get the balls back. So why didn't he just go and get the food on the way?
Yeah.
And so,
well. It is funny to think about him just eating the food.
I do love that we got the whole squad together now. All of Team Goku is together.
The first time.
This is the first time. First time because Yamcha, Puar, Oolong were in West City, and Bulma was in West City. But then when Goku went to West City to get Bulma and fix the radar, but then Bulma went to go meet Krillin, so Bulma had met Krillin. And I mean, Yamcha and all them had met Krillin, but they weren't together as a gang at that point when they're at the World Martial Arts.
If we're talking about
the
gang
true.
as a whole, that has to include Turtle.
Yeah,
this is the first time.
Yeah.
If we are not, them eating dinner when Goku and all them eat all the dinner out of eat all the prize money out of Roshi, then
out of Jackie Chan.
Yeah, you whatever. But eat all the prize money out of their pocket.
Yeah.
Then that would, but we're not counting Turtle as part of the gang. Then that would have been the first.
I guess, the last time. I forgot about the World Martial Arts.
Because Launch was there to eat with them.
Yeah, I forgot about the World Martial Arts.
But if you want, the way you're saying it, the way it would still qualify correctly is if we only count the full gang with Turtle having to be there.
I guess my thought on it is that they weren't really the gang at that point, because at that point it would be like Goku's two friend groups meeting, It's like his Yamcha Dragon Ball friend group met his Master Roshi Krillin martial arts friend group.
Yeah.
And this is the first time they're meeting. They're not enmeshed together.
It's I hope they get along.
And this is the time where Yamcha and Bulma are we got to get the whole gang together. Yamcha, get over here. You're going to help me and Roshi do this thing. And we got to find Krillin because he's going to be helpful, And it's okay, now Krillin's hey, you and me, Yamcha, we know each other. We can be friends and we're going to fight these guys even though we're not useful at all in this situation. But then coming back onto the Yamcha Bulma stuff, it's guys, just have a conversation. Please.
Which they do allude to. Yamcha does allude to.
We will talk about
this when we're not trying to save Goku's life, because they are still under the understanding at this point that Goku needs saving.
That Goku, there's not going to be nothing left of Goku to save by the time they get to him, is what they're thinking.
Especially Oolong.
Yeah, Oolong's why are we even wasting our time? Yeah, Oolong's why are we even wasting our time? There's no point. But he's wrong, because Goku is Goku. And speaking of Goku being Goku, he atomizes the character. First time, it's they're oh man, I hope Goku's gonna be okay. Meanwhile, Goku's you're gone. Power pole extend. I'm smacking you into the ground.
This is the most aggressive Goku has been against normal powered humans in the entire series so far.
And I do think part of it is because he recognizes how much of a threat they are.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them. He's I can't take it easy on these guys, because if I do, another 50 of them are going to show up and beat me up.
Here's absolutely in my brain why this is. Because they have as an army, as a group, basically done everything that in Goku's mind signals you out to be a very bad person.
Yeah.
Like, they have hit every single checklist. They have killed, they have hired somebody that killed one of his friends, which was like the last thing the Red Ribbon Army,
The last straw.
the last box on the checklist the Red Ribbon Army had to check off was killing someone close to Goku, and they did that. So now he's just no holds bar. I am coming to do what I have to do.
Yeah. And then they also lied. They've stolen. They've cheated in every situation. They've falsified everything they could. They've enslaved people who were nice. I'm talking about Ader mostly there. But also
Ader in her village.
Yeah. But in every situation, anytime he's given them a chance to do the right thing, they've done the wrong thing. And so that by the time he gets to Black giving him the olive branch, which we know as a viewing audience is obviously him just trying to get the Dragon Balls and screw him over.
Him trying to use the fact that Goku is not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah. By the time we get to that point, Goku is like, I am so far done with you guys. Because, I mean,
I do not believe you.
Yeah, part of him is like, I don't believe you guys. But part of it for me is like, he's just so done with the Red Ribbon Army. He's the audience being like, the Blue Saga sucked. I'm done with these toys. I don't want to play with them anymore. You are all suck.
I want to move all of you and put you all behind me.
Yeah, I'm ready to move forward from this situation.
Yeah, which again, we do have to compliment Goku for not falling for it. Like, you do have to give him a compliment.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, as we have just described, there is a very obvious reason why he did not fall for it.
He is so far done, and he had already given Black, like, part of it also is that he just gave Black 3 chances before the whole roof collapsing and everything.
And now you want to play nice. And
it's like, well, what? Yeah, what happened? Why are you? No, I don't believe you because you didn't say anything about me wanting to protect Red.
And also, why is Red just lying on the floor?
Yeah, why does Red have a third eyeball? I don't understand what's going on here.
Why are you pointing a gun at me?
Yeah, well, you scared me. Yeah, whatever. I don't believe you. You just tried to punch me in the face down there. I'm upset. I am done with this. You lose. Good day.
You lose.
But, before we get all the way there, Goku is outrunning rockets. He is aura farming at moments where he's fighting that group. He ducks into the building and they're like, we got you now. And he knocks out the guys with guns and then the rocket launcher shoots at him. He just
sidesteps out of the way.
He's like, you missed me. And then,
as it explodes behind him.
Yeah. Or Goku was like, General Tao, he may suck as a human being and kill people I care about. But can that man aura farm? I need to take some tips on that. I'm gonna be aura farming. Jesse pointed out though, because we're about to get to the next episode here pretty soon. Because the only thing I have left now is Red's reaction being perfect about this idiot doesn't even know how to use an elevator. How is he beating my whole army? And that was a great line. I think we both cackled at that.
How is my army losing to this imbecile?
How is my army losing to this imbecile? He doesn't know how to work an elevator, which goes back to when they landed in Blue's Island, and he's like, "Do you know who you're talking to?" And he's like, "No, punch, 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 punch."
He just punches the radios.
Oh no, you're stuck inside the radio. Punch, punch, punch. It's like, no, I am Red. I'm General Red. I'm Commander Red. I'm the leader of the Red Ribbon Army, and I'm Goku, and I'm gonna get you out of this radio. Punch, 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 punch. Quit yelling at me. Punch, 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 punch. It's like he knew at that point, like, Goku does not know technology. He does not care about technology. All he cares about is his nice little cloud and his days in the sun.
Which, if I know anything about Goku, he never gets better with technology.
Yeah. But now we're jumping to the next episode, which Jesse liked to point out that it was episode 67. 67.
We both pointed it out at the same time.
Yeah.
And also when we get to it, the Dragon Balls are 67.
Yeah, the Dragon Balls that the Red Ribbon Army have is Dragon Ball 67. 67. Bringing this up, we were watching the Super Bowl at this point probably about a month ago now.
Yeah,
by the time
you're
episode
listening to it, it would be close to a month.
And our dad, he works in the middle. He worked at a middle school / high school. Like
you know what's
he
about
is.
to come.
We brought up jokingly. I think he said like 6 or 7 at one point, and we brought up the 6, 7 thing, and he was like, "Get out of here! I'm gonna kick you out of my house and make you walk."
You guys, don't shut up.
Yeah,
You're walking home.
It was quite good. But yeah, jumping into the next episode, Violet is pulling the ultimate whammy. She's like, "I am taking your money, I'm taking your gems, I'm taking your jewels, and I know when your goose is cooked and it is overdone. I am out of here."
What I do love about this is like right before, like on the camera, she's like, "Oh, because
everyone's
have anybody that can stop Goku."
Because everyone's running away from the fight, and then we see Violet. Well, I thought she was running away, but Violet's running towards the fight. And he's like, "Oh,
yeah, Violet, she's the perfect soldier. She's super loyal, never going to stab me in the back." And then she stops at the door, like tries to open it. He's like, "Oh, why are you stopping? Goku's not behind that door."
Yeah.
She shoots it open.
and then Black is like, "Oh no, she's going to the bank. She's going to the safe.
She's going to get the safe." He's like, "That's too timey, stabber."
Don't come to me for a reference and then you need one.
Yes, she still looks at the camera that is filming her, basically proverbially gives him a middle finger.
He's like, "Peace out, Girl Scout."
And then she flies off into the distance. And that is what he says as she flies, like, "You don't think about me as a reference."
Yeah. "You're going to be the worst employee of all time if I reference you." Yeah. But she stole a lot of money.
Yeah, I would love to do the calculations. I don't feel like it. But there was probably a solid 100 or more gold bars. Probably about the same amount of gems. You're looking at millions worth of dollars, because I'm assuming they were bands of $100 bills.
Yeah.
Or $100 guineas or whatever.
Yeah, 100,000 zennies or whatever.
100, yeah, zennies.
So, Jesse.
Yes.
How did you feel about finding out what Commander Red's Dragon Ball wish was going to be?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Thinking more about it, now that the episodes are over and I've had a chance to stew on it, and knowing more about his character as we finished up his character arc, it makes complete and total sense that is what he wanted to wish for.
I love, I tried, every time we cut back to Red and he was doing something Little Man Syndrome, I was like, man, he really seems like he's got Little Man Syndrome. And you're like, yeah, anyways. And I was trying to, lead you there a bit without, spoiling what was going to happen.
It's spoiling the final plot point.
Because I thought, I love that it's it's hilarious, so I wanted to leave it and let you get that hilarious twist.
It's one of those things where, if we go back and watch those episodes, it's so obvious that you should be able to figure out what he's wishing for.
Go into the mural, and the mural is him giant and Black small.
Yeah.
Him riding around on the golf cart, and he's above Black.
Everybody else. Yeah.
Every time he gets a chance to have, there's a time where he's sitting at his table and Black comes to talk to him. He says, "What did I tell about talking down at me?" And it makes him get down on his hands and knees to talk to him. Every time we cut to Black or cut to Red, it's something to do with his height.
Yeah.
And so to get to the end, and it's yes, the whole reason I built this giant army and accrued all this fame and went after
going after these Dragon Balls. I want to be as tall as a mountain.
Yeah, and then Black is like, "Are you kidding me?"
I thought we were going for world domination. We're just going for height.
Yeah, he's like, you would waste the most precious gift of the humanity on a few inches. I think that's pretty much his quote. It's like, yeah. You would waste the whole of the best gift of all time on a few inches. What?
That's so selfish. And then 2 seconds later, he shoots him in the head.
And then this part really was poignant to today's social climate, where I've heard our 47th president say this in similar terms, that I am the movement, I am the army, I'm the figurehead, I know what's best for it, and I will do what I want to do because I am it,
Yep.
And it was great to see that. No, you're done, buddy.
Yeah, he basically says that, and then Black just shoots him.
Yeah, because Commander Red goes, "I'm the Red Ribbon Army. I'm Commander Red. I'm the leader. I get to decide what the Dragon Balls are for because I am the Red Ribbon Army." And then Black is like, "You can't even hold this bullet." It was pretty great. It was a great comeuppance, you know.
It's great.
Then we get the not the cutscene, the B plot of Yamcha and Violet like trying to dodge each other but moving in the exact same patterns until they scrape against each other.
It's like, and then both thinking like, oh, they're coming after us, they're gonna get us, and then they disappear off each other's radar. It's like, okay, cool, we dodged each other, and then they scrape past each other in midair. And I love this is probably
the best
one of my favorite jokes is like the entire 3 episodes was after that happens was like, did we get their insurance? Oh,
did you happen to get their driver's license?
Did you get the license number?
Yeah.
It's just like, this is so funny.
I literally wrote, that was a fun B plot. Because, like, that was their whole B plot for the episode, was them flying and then running into Violet. So that was a fun B plot.
Like, I think they cut, like, 1 or 2 extra times they're worrying about Goku.
Yeah. And then we get the surprise 3rd episode, which we didn't have much to go off here. But we basically just finish up the fight with Black. Goku is going crazy on everybody.
Let's say a peek behind the curtain. I think we've alluded to it a couple times. A peek behind the curtain. As we're sitting there watching it, I audibly am just like, how is this the end of the saga? You didn't even finish the fight.
And then we both just kind of were like, we're going to go to the next episode.
Watch the next episode.
We're going to go ahead and watch the next episode. Because we didn't feel like it was fair to you guys to leave you at that point and a peek behind the curtain to where we're at. This is the last episode we're recording for 2 weeks because next week when we're recording this next week, I'm going to be going to Seattle. And so we won't be recording. It would be really crappy to Jesse to leave it on that. And what's going to happen next?
So that can make me wait 2 weeks to finish up a 6 more minute fight.
Yeah. And that's basically what that episode is. If we had to wait 2 weeks to watch that episode
we would have reviewed it a lot worse than we are right now.
Because right now it's like, that was kind of a waste of an episode. You could have cut half of that episode out and put that half on the front of the next episode.
Like, that's the type of episode where you have like a special 2 episode release day when you release the episodes.
Yeah, so that one and the one before, 67 and 68, come out on the same day. Same day, back to back.
It's like an hour-long special, in air quotes.
Yeah, it's like, when the shows that cross over on Disney or Nickelodeon, and you just put them both together and make it one long episode. Yep. But yeah, the robot had a nuclear bomb inside of it.
I was thinking it was just going to be like a ballistic missile, but then it had a mushroom cloud.
Yeah, it had the mushroom cloud.
So I'm like, it's insinuating that it was like at least
a miniaturized nuke.
Yeah, like a mini nuke.
Yeah. And then
it blew it did a Mount St. Helens. It blew the entire top of the mountain off.
Yeah.
So we know we joke about Goku being able to survive a lot of things. That's one where we have to argue. That's if he survives it, he's got a few days of recovery.
And this is where one of the best jokes of the episode and the episodes, in my opinion, comes up. Yeah. They cut back and they see the mushroom cloud, Yamcha, and they're like, oh man, I hope Goku wasn't near that. We cut to Oolong with the flowers out of nowhere, and he's like, oh, poor Goku, it's so sad to see you go.
It's very morbid given kind of the week we've had.
Yeah, but it did make me chuckle.
It was a very lighthearted morbid for us, where it's just like, okay.
It was kind of cathartic to see it as joking about it
like a funeral arrangement of flowers.
And Bulma's like, where did you get the flowers? And he's like, we weren't going on a rescue mission. We were going to say our goodbyes.
This was a funeral.
This was a funeral, not a rescue mission. There was that was some good jokes, and he never lost the flowers until they landed. Yeah. Every time they come back, because they cut away and then they come back, he still has the flowers. And then the rest of this episode is kind of just a waste, because Goku beats up Black, kills Black, and gets the Dragon Balls, and then he flies around and waits for them to show up. And there's a lot of scenes where it's like, man, Goku must be really strong. Flashback, 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 flashback. Yeah, I really did a lot to win this. Flashback, 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 flashback. and then Roshi being like, you climbed Korin Tower, so did I. Flashback, 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 flashback. Yeah. But we get Roshi with hair.
Yeah,
we get young Roshi with hair. This is literally a thing they say here on the Dragon Ball Wiki for episode 68 is... This is the quote for it is, Staff Officer Black is on the attack, and his sights are set on one target. Goku, this is it. The ultimate showdown between good and evil comes to this thrilling conclusion. Plus, don't miss the debut of Master Roshi with hair. So I brought it up a couple of times just to be like, yeah, look, Master Roshi has hair.
Yeah, we get a very young Master Roshi.
Yeah. And then finding out that Goku was able to do what he did in 3 years and 3 days.
Yeah.
It's like what is it? It's like the song, the Look At Me Now song, where it's like, I get what you get in 10 years and 2 days. It's like, I got what you got in 3 years and 3 days. Look at me now.
It's like I think as and Roshi talks about it like towards the end of the episode, where it's just like everyone's flying in the ship back to Roshi's
Goku's
island.
flying on his cloud.
Goku's on his clouds. Doesn't hear this, but like Roshi's just like I think he's stronger than me at this point.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he was able to drink the sacred water in 3 days.
Yeah, it took me 3 years to get there.
And Goku just did it like it was just all regular Tuesday afternoon.
And it's because he had to, And I love Bulma pointing out, like, man, like, they were like, man, Goku really is, like, great. And they're like, yeah, his strength is amazing. And then Bulma being like, no, I'm not talking about his strength. I'm talking about his heart. He literally took down the greatest army the world's ever seen because they killed somebody he cared about.
Like, it's like Goku's really impressive just because like he actually literally really cares.
Yeah,
and that is again that's a strong suit. I think we've hammered a couple.
We've
times
talked about it basically every time we talk about how great Goku is. It's one of the points we bring up is Goku is really great because of these things, and
one of them is that like he is a very genuine, honest, like good person. Like as long as you are good to everyone else around you and him, there's nothing that will stop him fighting for you.
And he's also a good judge of character, just intrinsically. It may not seem like it at first, like with Oolong, inviting Oolong to be a part of his team, or inviting Yamcha to be a part of his team,
yeah, like he does,
or
have,
inviting
he does have
Krillin. But like those, like even when he invites them, it doesn't seem right in the moment. But in hindsight, it's like, no, he saw the good nature inside of them. Because even Bulma shoots him in the face, and he's still just like, you seem nice, Because he knows that it's almost like he can see, like, your true, like, soul and can understand who you are. And this comes up way later on in the show and a bunch of different other characters.
Yeah.
But it's like every time a character gets added to the squad, it feels like it's because he decided, I know you're a bad person now, but I can also see that you can be a good person.
Like spoiling kind of what I know about like Dragon Ball Z and stuff.
The joke of like, who's that guy? Oh, that guy just tried to kill Goku and other friends.
Well, it's more like there's a specific character I know about. It's Vegeta.
Yeah.
I know like the entire introduction to Vegeta is he's trying to kill Goku.
Yeah.
And then like he eventually becomes like one of Goku's best friends.
Yeah.
like he's like, anytime Goku needs help, Vegeta's like the first one to show up.
Yeah, and it's also that is just when we get there, I have a lot of thoughts to say there.
We have a lot of thoughts. Yeah. Like that's way far down the line, but that's kind of giving you an idea.
Yeah.
Like, there's like I know that this is not just like this is a new thing. Like I've known kind of about this forever. Right? Goku always if it's possible, Goku will befriend everyone he fights.
Yeah.
even if he has to fight to near death against these people.
If
there's a sliver, if he detects a sliver of good, he will become great friends, and they will become great allies.
It is either they become best friends or he kills them. It's kind of where if they're not dead, they have a chance. It's kind of where
if they're not dead, Goku saw something in them.
Yeah, and so I guess with that wrapping up, what were your thoughts on the saga, Jesse? It was kind of a shorter one comparatively.
Kind of a shorter saga. It definitely had way higher lows than the last saga.
The lows were not as low.
Yeah, the ceiling I think was a tiny about the same, maybe a tiny bit better.
There were some part. I mean, I love Korin's tower scenes. I love seeing General Tao or Mercenary Tao. I mean, finally getting the reason Red is doing all this and finding out it's Pilaf like, it's literally just similar to what Pilaf wanted.
It's Pilaf, but like way more selfish.
Yeah, because Pilaf was like, I want everyone to like me, so that means I need to be the
like
king.
Rule the world and everything.
But for Red, it's like I don't care about any of that. I just want to be tall. People will respect me if I'm tall.
I'm sure, like, if I'm taller, I'll have more power anyways.
Yeah. If I was just a little bit taller, I could be a baller. I could have a girl on my arm that I could call.
Taller.
I could have a rabbit in a hat and a black 6'4" Impala.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, getting into predictions, I guess. Jesse, will we finally see the power of Red?
I mean, technically, we did. But
The power
was one shot.
His power level is 0.
His power level is insecure.
Yeah. Jesse, do you think we will wrap up the Red Ribbon stuff at the end of the Commander Red saga?
Technically, no. Actually, yes.
With the 3 episodes we watched, yes, but by the end of the saga, no.
Surprisingly,
I'm gonna give you the point because they do wrap it up. Goku gets caught somehow. No. His friends get there and distract the army a bit to free him. No.
Nope.
A big showdown and Goku beats Red. No. Just you wiped out on all of your guesses.
I think that's kind of just because I was so confident because I mentioned last episode where I'm like, well, yeah, I'm always trying to go to get at least one. I gotta get at least one prediction right every time. And of course, I immediately jinxed it and get every single prediction wrong.
Yeah. All right, Jesse.
But to be fair, who would have predicted Black just shooting him with a gun?
Yeah.
Who would have predicted that we would waste an entire 3 episodes of them never showing up to help Goku?
Yeah.
That's hard to predict.
Drum roll, Jesse. The name of the next saga is the Fortune Teller Baba saga.
Baba Yaga?
No, just Baba.
Baba Yaga?
Her name is Baba.
Baba Saga?
And so, Jesse,
Bob Saget?
what do you think the saga is going to be about?
Probably the fortune teller.
They are going to meet a fortune teller.
Meet a fortune teller called Bob Saget.
You're sounding a lot like the second episode of Dragon Ball Abridged came out last week, and so you're sounding a lot like Goku with Dragon Ball Abridged.
We're just saying things wrong.
Yeah, it took him until halfway through the second episode to pronounce Bulma's name right. He kept saying like Billy and Bully and bulimia at one point just whatever you say bulimia,
Bolivia.
It's Bulma. But
Bulgaria.
Okay, Jesse. So that's your first prediction for the saga.
Are we gonna meet that fortune teller?
I just wrote Bulma because I was talking about Bulma named Baba. What's your next prediction?
I'm gonna say that he gets the Dragon Ball at the very end of the saga and makes the wish.
He gets.
I'm gonna be controversial. I'm gonna guess the wish doesn't immediately work.
Okay. The wish doesn't immediately work. Okay.
Because I feel like there's going to be complications with trying to wish him back to life.
Okay.
Even though deep down I'm pretty sure Shinron can bring people back to life, but I think that's a difference that this is him agreeing to let that happen sometime later in this saga maybe.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Or there's a short saga after this that he does that in.
All right. So Jesse, for episode 68, The Last Dragon Ball, what do you think is going to happen? That's a joke because that's the one we just watched.
Yeah.
I was making sure you didn't try to actually answer it.
I think that's.
I think he's going to
he's going to kill Black.
Okay. Going into episode 69 and 70, which are named Who is Fortune Teller Baba? And We Are the 5 Warriors. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think we're going to meet Fortune Teller. We're either going to... I'm going to say we're going to hear about Fortune Teller Baba. Possibly meet Fortune Teller Baba.
Hear about / find Fortune Teller Baba.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. What do you think? What's some other predictions? Let's get them predictive juices flowing.
They're at the end of the second episode. They might make it back. The Dragon Red R is fixed.
Okay.
They figure out what's wrong with it. Because she did say it's not broken. It's just doing something weird.
Yeah.
Maybe interference or something.
All right. They fixed the radar, and then you haven't touched at all on the 5 Warriors.
Yeah. That I mean, I guess maybe there's some weird spirit guardians guarding the final ball.
Spirit guardians around the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll throw in a fourth one. Fortune Teller Baba has the ball, and Goku has to go on a spirit quest to get it, and that's where he meets the 5 Warriors.
Okay. All right. I will take those.
Just go a little crazy with it.
So let's go into this real quick. What was your worst part, Jesse?
Man, I mean, this. I guess purely just off the disappointment that it was. just the way Red dies. Like, is it funny? Yes, but it's just disappointing not to see Goku finish him off.
Yeah.
But I think it is. I think ultimately it is the just desserts that he gets for being the way he is. Is that like his main like friendly subordinate is what he shoots.
Yeah, his last ally is the one who puts him down.
Yeah.
Like everyone else is either hiding, knocked out, or fleeing.
But in the, like in the Dragon Ball brain going into the show, it's like you figured Goku would beat him up.
Yeah. I like that. I guess for me the worst part is I guess it would be the fact, like, generally the fact that third episode could have been incorporated somehow in those other two. Yeah. If you just trim, and I'm not saying the filler is bad, because I enjoyed it, but if you could trim it down just a little bit enough to put that third episode into these other two, and made these two episodes, it would have made these two episodes another whole, like, point or two higher.
Yeah, I guess that would be my runner-up, is the fact of, like, we had to watch unplanned, watch an entire extra episode because they decided they wanted to extend Black being killed and finished off for an entire another half of a next episode.
And part of the reason why this frustrates me so much is because of everything we had to do today with the go into the the visitation and everything we have to do tomorrow, which is the funeral. Like that's a lot to put on my plate.
We've had a pretty rough. Well, we're gonna have a pretty rough today and a pretty rough tomorrow.
Yeah, and this is it. This is implying that we don't hear any other news about our mom in between these parts.
Because I mean, for reference, usually
we're
done filming. If we're doing a second episode,
we're normally done by now.
This is about the time we finish the second episode.
Yeah.
So because we got started late, and then we had to watch an extra episode, which means that the podcast is going to be longer.
And I know that
we get done later.
I know that shouldn't play a part in picking your worst part, but
that kind of goes to show you how high the floor is on these.
Yeah,
these
but
episodes.
that has to be my worst part because I really enjoyed the Red Death because of how shocking it was. Because because it circumvents your expectations.
Yeah, I think it's a personal choice.
You expect that that Black, he's gonna beat up Black, and then Red's gonna be like, finally my turn, and gets up and like somehow
and he's in the mech suit.
Yeah, he's in the mech suit or whatever, and he beats up Red. That's what you expect to happen. And the fact that it's just Black is like, this guy sucks, and he sucked the whole time to Black, and Black is just kind of taking it, and then finally Black hears what he's been taking it for, and it's like, what do you mean? And that's what finally pushes him over. Is what really
good sir.
He could have done this the whole time, and he just didn't because he trusted and
he truly believed in the plan and the mission, and
it just came to bite him in the butt.
Yeah.
And for that reason alone is why I think this episode that's why it's a good thing.
I'm just saying it's the personal fact of like you. It does subvert expectations, and I think it is a good storytelling of it. But it is just like disappointment. I'm like, man, I really want to see Goku punch this dude in the face.
Yep.
Because you've been building it up so much, so you kind of just feel like, man, it'd be so justified to see him get punched into a star twinkle in the sky.
Yeah, or the Invincible thing where he punches and he's like, I thought you said you were stronger,
yeah.
And then just punches through him or whatever. It's not
never gonna be that graphic.
Yeah, we're not going to get that graphic in Dragon Ball proper, OG Dragon Ball.
I know Z gets pretty graphic,
but we're never going to get that far in Dragon Ball proper. But something of those something of those lines.
That's why I said punch him into a star.
The comedic relief of that would be funny. But I
think for a storytelling element, that's a great way to end it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna stick with my guns and just be it. Not saying it's bad, but for me, I was really hoping for a Goku punch.
Yeah.
Punch him out.
I guess then to let we can both have different reasons for why we like the thing we liked. I think both of us would pick the others as the runner up worst part, probably. But moving into best part, Jesse, what is yours?
Best part. So this is the hard one because there's some good parts in this. Because you have the Violet running away, the Violet joke moment where he's like, she's my most loyal soldier. She's never gonna betray me. Immediately betrays him.
Yeah.
or the amount of like how pessimistic Oolong is for the entire 3 episodes.
Yeah.
He's like, we're just gonna go find his dead body.
Or my choice, which is Goku absolutely running at fades on everybody.
Yeah, I would say like the entire like
I
him
think-
just destroying the entire base.
If I had to pick one part, it is the aura farming where he like literally just like moves out of the
Dodges
way.
the missile and
missile
explodes.
flies past, explodes behind him. And he goes, "You missed me, punch! You are dead now."
Yeah, that's good.
That will probably be my best part. I'll choose that one. That's my choice.
Yeah.
You can
I think I'll go for the every Oolong bit. I
Yeah.
think it's just really funny.
My runner-up would be the oolong flowers. If I had to pick one in particular, the oolong flowers.
It really
bit.
just hits.
Yeah,
Like everything Oolong says in these 3 episodes are so funny.
yeah. And so I guess with that, that's been this episode. Thank you guys for listening. You can contact us at becomingsaiyans@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter at Becoming Saiyans Pod. You can also follow our YouTube or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I also haven't mentioned this very often, but you should subscribe, comment, 5-star reviews. Subscribe on YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
Spread the word to your friends.
Spread the word to your friends. But boosting the algorithm in particular is 5-star reviews or 5-star ratings and reviews help boost podcasts on the podcast algorithm.
I guess to be fair, like review it however you want to review
Yeah,
us.
but I mean, review us however you want. But I'm going to ask for a 5-star.
It's like everyone asks for a 5-star, but
Yeah.
honestly, give an honest review because even if the review kind of is like, even if you give it like a 3.5 stars,
We'll learn from it.
Like just give a constructive criticism. Don't be one of those people who's like 1 star, they're gay or something like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
Oh, it's too woke.
Yeah.
It's like,
But until next week, I have been Truman,
and I've been Jesse.
and the journey continues.
Bye.